Welcome to the Manuchehri Show, where energy and medicine meet. I will be your host for the next hour. I have over 19 years of healthcare experience and began my career as an energy medicine practitioner while working as an oncology nurse at a Seattle area hospital. My skill in moving energy combined with my medical background have been a catalyst for change in many people's lives. I hope the next hour will be transformative for you as well. Good morning and welcome to the Manuchehri Show. We are live just outside of Seattle. And of course, Jen and Benny are in the studio in Bellevue. And I'm at home so I don't have to get in the car and drive in the traffic and just put on my slippers and skip on down to the studio.
We appreciate it. You're basically just reducing your carbon footprint, which is a good thing for
This
mother,
is
right?
true. This is
perfect,
very
right?
true.
Yeah.
Get a few more naps in, you know.
Well,
and,
hey, yeah, you're putting in naps? That's not fair. Like, that's totally not fair.
Yeah, getting a little bit more beauty rest, you know.
like you need it.
So we're taking calls.
We are.
And of course, just, you know, I'm back to teaching in person. I already did a Reiki workshop a few weeks ago. It was amazing. I loved it. Of course, the venue helped because it was amazing. I'm teaching at the St. Edward's Park at the Lodge these days. It's in a state park. You know, it's incredible. So, and of course, I have another class coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend beyond the, well, not that one, excuse me. Just looking at my list here, but it is this beautiful class where you fall in love with yourself, you know, where you dive into the wonderful dimensions of self-worth and self-love. It's a very beautiful class. It's Saturday and Sunday. You can go to energyintuitive.com, click on the course page and sign up. We have some spots left. Lunch will be amazing. You can go hiking before and after class in the beautiful forest surrounding the lodge.
And self-love is all too important. I mean, if you have issues with that, we need to work on that. That's why we're here. That's why Marie's here, to work on that, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it is actually, it's a muscle that you're building because we know how to love others. Most people do anyway. Like even Charles, you guys can't see him, but he just brought in, he had this kind of cute plush dog that he loves, you know, and so when you love something, you have to love it every day, and you do every day when you love something. So you have to work on feeling comfortable with that experience with yourself and activating that muscle and working on it and allowing it to be a part of your daily experience.
Yeah. I believe when we had Dr. Karen Crawford on last week, Charles did the same thing. I think he brought in his toy to show it off a little bit to his
yeah, so
friend.
cute.
Yeah.
You know, and Karen sends him toys too, by the way.
Oh,
like
well,
she puts them in the mail and sends it, which is adorable. Yeah.
He's like, check it out. This is what I got today.
I would actually say I have a ton of dog toys. I'm about to go give some to one of the shelters because people send me toys for Charles all the time.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's very adorable.
Pay it forward.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So we're taking calls this morning.
We are.
Who do we have?
Yeah. Well, let's give out the number 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. If you're just tuning in or if you're just listening for the first time, that's how you do it. So 877-825-8828. And we try to get to as many calls as we can through the hour. And now we'll start things off with Sarah, who's calling in from the Kent area. Local gal. Hi, Sarah.
Hi. Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Hey, thanks for hey, so I wanted to talk to you about, I've talked to you once before. It was very insightful.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
A friend that knows you so well and can bottom line you. So he's calling about my partnership. I've got a partnership with a lovely man, and he, the challenge seems to be am I not reading him correctly? You know, he wants things to be a certain way and this and that. And I don't want to go into all of that, but I just come to the conclusion after we've been together for a couple of years, I'm like, okay, is this more of a bipolar situation I'm looking at, the highs and the lows?
Huh.
And I'm just kind of trying to get some insight on that.
Right. I don't think it's bipolar, but you do have an expectation on how you want your partner to be. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And he's not checking off some of the boxes. Like he's checking off some of the important boxes. Like he's kind. At least most of the time he's kind, but you want him to be more conscious and aware. And I just don't think that's a desire he has. And so that's really the place you need to look at. If you're choosing to be with someone who's not as conscious as you are. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So people can have beautiful relationships with different levels of consciousness within certain parameters. Like young souls and old souls do not do well in long-term partnership. It's not recommended, actually. But so can you be okay with him not being as aware as you? Like, what are the things, what do you want in a relationship exactly? What would be the greatest desire you would have in partnership?
The, feeling of that we can each, you be you, I be me, and diversity.
I mean, that's really interesting that you say that, but I don't think that's exactly what you want. You want someone to be on the same page as you. And
that's the only way of saying it. No.
I mean, I love diversity too. Like I love diversity, and I think that you actually want someone who thinks the same way that you do in most respects. I mean, you want that unique perspective, but you want someone who has had similar experiences than you. And he doesn't fit that bill. I'm not saying don't be with him. I'm just saying in order for you to be content and happy in this relationship, you honestly will have to let him be who he is. You want him to be something different than who he is. And I don't think he's going to.
I was reading him that way. I was reading him the opposite. Like he wants me to be that. It's really enlightening that you're telling me that I'm wanting that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you feel like that when you say old soul, new soul, is that I have an old soul, he's new? Is it we both, or?
I think you're an older soul. I think he's a medium soul, like he's not a young soul. So that's not a bad combination, honestly, but you guys don't see the world the same way. And that's actually critical and important for you. Like in my life, I don't really care what my friends do for a living because I know that I'm picking like-minded people. That means they're happy, they're fulfilled, they're in joy. So I don't really care what they do for a living because they're in alignment with what I think is important, which is vibration, happiness. And you guys are not aligned in the same frequency. It doesn't mean you can't have, because you are in some ways, like your values are similar. So if you can let go of it and just have some fun, you could potentially allow this relationship to be long-term.
That makes a lot of sense. And what you said about the happy, fulfilled, joy, I think that's where we differ.
Right. That's a problem.
Yes.
I personally can't have relationships with people who are not fulfilled. And not everyone's fulfilled in every area of their life, but it needs to be significant, right? Significant. And because I'm significantly fulfilled. And then if I have to sit down and listen to people complain or be unhappy about their life, I'm bored out of my mind.
Boo.
You just nailed it. You just
yeah.
what I'm feeling. Okay.
So is that making sense what I'm saying?
It makes perfect sense.
Okay, good. Okay, great.
Thank
right. Well, have a lovely day. You're welcome.
Friend. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, Sarah, for joining us from the Kent area, 877-825-8828. And we'll now take Kyle, who's calling in from Northern California. Hi, Kyle. Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. Hi, Marie. How are you?
Hi. I'm lovely. How are you?
I am doing pretty darn good. Appreciate you on the show. I have a couple of questions for you. And let me just start out with a little bit of background. I was in a major car accident earlier in the year where I sustained multiple injuries, including concussion and eye embolisms caused by damage to my carotid artery.
Wow. So sorry.
My cardiologist also, it was a little rough, but I'm getting through it. Cardiologist also discovered my heart is skipping beats due to the trauma. And my two questions are, one is medical. She prescribed a statin as a preventative against future embolisms. And I have a total cholesterol of 219, and I'm around 60 years of age. But I wasn't able to tolerate the statin, so now they're looking to prescribe something else for me. And I'm already doing fish oil and a baby aspirin prescribed by her every other day. And
well, you live in California, right? Is that what you said?
Yes, Northern.
Right. So I think you need to find a naturopath because naturopaths can prescribe all of those medications too. and they understand. The reason why I'm not a fan of statins, unless those are the only drugs that work, and thankfully for you, you actually have a little bit of a side effect to it, is because statins actually play with our brains, and at least the majority of the ones that have been already created, I don't think they do it in a healthy way. So there are other drugs that you can take, but I would prefer that you see a naturopath, or at least get their consultation on it. They might agree with your MD about the drug that they even recommend, but naturopathic doctors, really good ones, and they're licensed in your state. And I'm sure you can find someone that a lot of people recommend. They're just going to look at your whole ecosystem in your body in a very profound way. But you know what happened? Because when you talked about the car accident, I don't know if you were driving or somebody else was driving, but what happened and what's creating some of these cardiac pulses that are challenging is you actually had, it's an emotional thing, actually, a broken heart from this thing. Like, this broke your heart. You know what I mean? Emotionally.
Yeah, I feel like this happened for a reason. I feel like it's
well, yeah, I think everything happens for reasons. Everything
Yeah.
happens for a reason. But so you're missing this emotional component. Like something happened that whether you felt like, if you didn't cause the accident or even if you did, somehow there's a betrayal energy. There's something, even probably past life, or even perhaps there was an accident in your family in this lifetime that's evoked some sort of trauma, some sort of betrayal. And that's what we need to heal, so we can get your heart to do, and you're improving, you're getting better, all of that. But so we can get your heart not skipping some beats.
Yeah, I feel like the accident actually, I was in a pretty high stress job, and as most women, putting 150% into it.
You mean empathic old soul women? Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I feel like this is going to open up a new pathway to me, and that was actually my second question. Is
I know, but you're not listening to me. So. I mean, you are, but you're not. I don't mean any disrespect when I say this. That means that we're on the right track. When I hit people's resistance, I know it's just another validation that we're on the right track. I want you to even Google broken heart syndrome. It's actually something that's documented in medical science. Your doctors would not agree with me on this. This is an energetic thing that's created an interesting energy in your cardiac muscle. So what we need to do, what I would love for you to do, is to kind of look at this event and see if there's some sort of heartbreaking moment regarding it. Because if you can self-nurture yourself, and it's not about, reducing your hours at work or changing your career, that's all lovely. But there's some interesting trauma that's past life, and also maybe from early childhood, if there was an incident in your family that is around car accidents.
Okay.
And if you never discover it, that's fine too. Like, we don't always have to have cardinal knowledge of everything, but I would love for you to come to some place where you have some internal dialogue with yourself, where you trust yourself. And because betrayal energies, which is a fourth chakra, heart chakra experience, you could have been betrayed many times in this lifetime, perhaps. And somehow the car accident created another betrayal, like if someone wasn't driving correctly or something of that nature. When we break betrayal patterns, we actually start to trust ourselves more. And that's really what your soul wants. And that's probably why you're excited about your future, because you're getting clarity about, I don't want this, high-paced lifestyle. I want a more of a relaxed lifestyle. But we need to work on the betrayal piece. I'm working on it right now and unraveling it. But if you could get curious about it, that would be lovely.
Yeah, it was a hit from behind accident, and I was, I kept thinking, they're probably on their phone, darn it, But,
right. And have you had betrayals, in different ways in your life?
Oh, yes. My whole childhood was complete with that. Yes, that was was one word to sum up my childhood.
Right. So that's the thing I would love for you to work on. Maybe even do some inner child work. Could be lovely, with a therapist who believes in energy and consciousness or a coach, we have people on our website that we recommend. And I love Stephanie Milberg. I think she's an incredible, she does great work with individuals. She's really intuitive as well. So, because that's what the universe is trying to get your attention about, so that you can heal this and start trusting yourself, which you are starting to do, but trust yourself even more, because all actions of betrayal are there to help us to not trust other people and to trust ourselves, but not from a fearful place like, oh, I can never trust anyone again, but from such a grounded, beautiful place that you trust your instincts and your intuition in multiple areas of your life.
Got it. Okay. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a beautiful
Alright.
day.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
thanks, Kyle, for joining the show from Northern California. 877-825-8828. Let's do one more, Maria. I'm kind of making a little decision here at the last second, and we'll take looks like Ellen, who's calling in from Savannah, Georgia. Hi, Ellen. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Marie. Hi, Vinny. How
Hi.
are you doing?
We're great, Ellen. What can I do for you?
So I am 38 and a half weeks pregnant.
Ooh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And just in that final phase of waiting for this little baby girl to come.
I can actually see one of my daughters right now in my head who's not pregnant. As far as I know, nobody's pregnant right now. And I keep telling them 5 grandchildren is enough. If nobody wants to have any more kids, Mimi's on board, Mimi's on board, but they've already are threatening to have more children. So, I have to get
10th
what?
grandchild. This is my father's 10th grandchild. So.
Okay, so I feel your grandfather or your dad. Yeah,
Wow.
I feel it.
Yeah.
So I can feel you though, because I'm seeing one of my kids who's kind of petite and her babies are kind of big. And it's a lot. Like right now, you're carrying a very large load. So I hope that you're resting and got your legs up and someone's massaging your back and, all of those things.
Yes, definitely. This has been the rest week. So I had a question. So I'm getting so nervous. I get nervous when I call. Okay. So I was just wondering if there's any messages. Most of my elders, like past my parents, I didn't know in life. And I had my mom for the first 19 years. And I just felt their energy so much during this process, especially my mother and her mother. And now even a little bit more my father's mother, who I hadn't really felt before. And just wondering.
Well, you know what your mom told me, because what a lot of people don't know is that when family members are on the other side, especially close, like a grandparent to the baby that's going to be born, but it could be aunts or uncles, it can be even great grandparents, but it's usually the closer you are to the inner circle, if you were still in your body, the soul that's on the other side greets everybody and gets to meet them before they enter your womb. And then, and your mother said she won this, one of the beings on the other side actually carries the baby to your womb right around conception, carries that energy there. So they've been having a lot of fun up there in heaven, hanging out and, spending time with your child. And a lot of times the being doesn't enter the womb. Like they can, there's kind of like a 2 process carrying where they're moving energy over for the conception, but then the soul sometimes doesn't enter the womb until, before birth, like right around now, because souls don't always want to hang out in the womb. They'd rather be in the heavens having more fun before they dive into a uterus.
Yeah, I could see that.
This is why you're feeling all of this, because they're having so much fun, and your baby's going to have a Buddha energy to it. You're very lucky. That means that it's going to have some chill moments, and it's going to be very wise. Take a lot of notes.
Okay.
Like when your child becomes verbal, or maybe you'll have even mental telepathic conferences with your child, take some notes, because it will be super fun and enlightening.
I love that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is why you're feeling everyone, because they're having so much fun right now.
Do they have any messages about just like being a parent, or?
You're going to do a great job. Yeah, it's easy peasy for you. And I think parenting's like the hardest job on the planet, personally, just because really good parents work really hard at being good parents, right? So it's a lot of work. But you will have a strong intuitive process with it, and you'll do great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
Thank
we wish you a delicious delivery.
Oh,
thank you so much. Have a good day.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ellen, for joining the show from Savannah, Georgia, 877-825-8828. And we'll take a break for the first break of the hour, I should say, with Marie Manuchehri, and we'll be right back with more from Marie.
Join me, Marie Manuchehri, for a 2-day in-person workshop about self-love. Allow yourself to take a deep dive into the essence of self-love. Self-love is the highest energy one can embrace while living in a physical reality, like Earth. Its vibration, once held within your human energy system, can radically change your world for the better. Self-love is an experience, not a thought. Its existence in your body, energy system, and spirit will attract incredible outcomes by naturally upgrading every area of your human experience. Join me Saturday, October 28th and Sunday, October 29th for this beautiful 2-day in-person workshop. Lunch is included. It's at the Lodge at St. Edward's Park, just outside of Seattle in Kenmore, Washington. To learn more, go to energyintuitive.com.
Alternative Talk 1150 is your sports organization's safe bet when it comes to airing your team's games. Our players are all seasoned professionals when it comes to sports programming. Imagine your games being heard on local radio. Your team deserves the MVP treatment. Call 425-653-1150 today to learn how affordable and fun it is to broadcast your games on the radio. Call 425-653-1150 and make your next season something special. That's 425-653-1150.
Did you know if you're an adult living with asthma or COPD, getting sick with pertussis may result in severe complications? Pertussis, or whooping cough, is a serious respiratory illness. Vaccination is the best way to help protect against pertussis. Speak to your healthcare provider to ensure you are up to date on your Tdap vaccination. Learn more at lung.org.
Alternative Talk 1150. It's good for what ails you. This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA.
Different visions, different faces, different incarnations are crazy. Some want to make some noise, some want to hear the silence, some want to drive the...
And welcome back to the Marie Manuchehri Show. One more comment regarding our last caller. Your mom will be in the delivery room, coaching the baby out of your womb. She loved that I said delicious, because to her, this is going to be a delicious experience, something very beautiful. And she's excited for you. Yeah, it's really lovely.
Perfect.
So who do we have next on our call list?
Yeah, we'll take Claire, who's calling in from the Michigan area. So hi, Claire. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes. What can I do for you?
So I have a couple questions. If we have time, that would be great.
Probably not both, but let's just try to get to one. We usually have a lot of people waiting, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, definitely. So then I'll ask my question about, I was wondering if you could give me any suggestions about work. I've moved recently and I'm looking for a job, and I want to tap into more of something that brings me joy. And so I love everything. I love the last couple callers. It's so what you do and what you share. I just love it. So thank you.
You're very, very welcome. So first of all, I love that you're not employed right now, so that you can be more mindful about what you would want to do in the world. And that's exciting. Yes, it needs to be joyful. I think you need to spend like a weekend discovering things that make you happy, and do your very best not to get into your logical mind going, oh, well, I could never do that for a living. And well, that'll never work out. Like that's kind of what derails people and truly discovering their magnificence and creating a career from it, is that they let their logical mind tell them that that will never happen. I had a lot of people tell me that before I left the hospital, but obviously they were all wrong. And I followed my own guidance system and was able to create something that brings me joy. And that can happen for everyone. Like, that's actually normal. What is abnormal is when people continue to spend time in careers, 8 hours a day, where they're not happy or fulfilled or enjoying themselves. That's not normal. But humanity has a backward perspective about that, because I only think about the finances, and our relationship with wealth is very different than our relationship to our work. They're separate processes. If you can allow yourself to have a beautiful relationship with wealth, you will be directed to allow wealth to come into your life, whether it's from work or from other ways. And it'll be much easier to have the financial reward. So if you could think about the things that bring you joy and start to investigate them, the fact that you love the multisensory world, I would consider looking into that in terms of a potential career path.
Okay. Okay. And okay. All right.
You're being very sweet. Thank you. You're being very, very sweet. And keep me posted. Like, call me back in like 4 months. Let's see where you are. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. You're welcome. Have a beautiful day.
Yeah, thanks, Claire, for joining.
I want to let everybody know I have a brand new class coming up on the Shift Network, Multisensory Mediumship. It's going to be beautiful, where you can confidently communicate with loved ones and guides from the other side to heal and enhance your life. It's going to be really, really, really gorgeous. And you're going to love it. It's a 7-week live video course offered by the Shift Network. It's Tuesdays at 5 p.m. starting November 7th. So go to my course tab. You can sign up for it and be a part of this really amazing and incredible course. I think you're going to love it. Yeah.
All right. Yep. Sweet. Kristen from Arizona, welcome to the show.
Hi, you guys. How are you?
Good.
Lovely. Thank you. What can I do for you?
Like when I get through, I feel like it's meant to be.
Yay.
Yay. So what can I do for you?
Okay. So, I've had a lot of changes in my life. I have a few specific questions, but I kind of want a general medium reading for where I'm at now and who wants to talk to me, et cetera. I hope you can help me.
Okay. Is your dad still living?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have an uncle that's on the other side then? Like, does he have a brother that's on the other side?
No.
Do you have
a
friend that was like an uncle for you? An older person that was like an uncle for you?
No, not that I can recall at the moment. Uncle. No. Let's see.
So when I think of uncles, as an intuitive, it's going to relate to your own perception of that relationship. So I didn't have close relationships with my uncles, but I saw them occasionally, very occasionally. But when I did, I was kind of in awe of them. Like, like here was this older man in my life that could offer advice. I didn't really like any of their advice, quite frankly, but I love that they felt inspired to give me advice. Like, they cared to give me advice. They just weren't very conscious. So is there somebody like that who's crossed over?
Not in an uncle form.
Okay. So what does that mean?
Well, when my husband crossed over.
Oh, interesting. Did he try to give you a lot of advice that you didn't appreciate?
No.
Okay.
I really appreciated it.
Okay. So you liked his advice?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So then I'm not picking up on your husband. Clearly,
okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
Did you have a grandfather that was like an uncle, a conversation like that what I just described?
No.
Okay. All right. So because you really want to talk to your husband, don't you?
Well, always. I'm trying to work on it myself, but haven't gotten there yet. Well, actually, there are some specific things I wonder if he'll tell you, because it's really cool.
Actually, he's trying to create a little separation between you and him, because you're becoming so dependent. You know what I mean? Like, like, which is understandable. Like he's not abandoning you. He's not running away from you, nothing like that. But he's not really your husband anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's not in physical form. You're not in that union any longer. And you're not really allowing yourself to live your life because you keep living it with him. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
And what I heard, and whoever it came from, I assumed it was from this uncle kind of energy that you don't want to hear about.
No, I
is that you have to
have.
Well, and because you want your husband, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. It's just that you have to get off the pot. Like you really need to be living your own life for you. And it's not about like you never will have this connection to, you know, the person that you've loved for such a long period of time. It's not that. It's just that it's almost like you live in different countries. You're speaking different languages. You live on different vibrational aspects. He can be super helpful for you, but you actually have to be putting more energy into your life. And I know that you're working on it, but it's almost like you're waiting for him to give you approval or something of that nature when he's in a completely different vibrational system than you at this time. Does that make sense?
Okay. I mean, it makes sense, but I feel like I'll tell him, hey, I'm going to put a little bit of separation, or hey, I'm going to do this. But let's talk, converse. We still have a child.
That's not the same thing. Like it's like, you know, well, because you're still asking for a connection. You know, and you can have a connection, but when people, and this is a hard thing because humans don't talk about death. We don't discuss it. We don't have healthy relationships about it. So we're not really prepared for it. And it can happen at any moment. Like if only we would teach everyone that versus thinking that everyone's going to live to their 90 and die in their sleep. You know, that's what everybody thinks is going to happen. And then we're shocked, you know, and we don't know how to move on necessarily. And he's not telling you have to move on, but he's doing some exploring on the other side. And you keep calling him back.
I don't know. Huh?
I said, you keep calling him back, you know, he's just deciding to create a little bit of separation. He will always be there whenever you really, really need him. And there will be a part of his spirit that will be with you forever and constantly. But he wants you to start having a little bit more fun on earth.
So moving forward, what's that look like?
Right. That's something you're going to have to discover because he's not on earth to participate in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can help me with as far as my daughter in schooling? Like anything you pick up for helping her choose?
Oh, how old is she?
17.
Oh, for college, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she needs to choose what makes her happy, what brings her joy.
Yeah. You know how it is at this age, it's hard for them to know what would actually work for them at that point. And it's true. She is picking the right.
I think she's going to do great. And I think you need to stop worrying. She's going to be fine.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Have a beautiful day. Have a wonderful day and have fun on earth.
Yeah. Thanks, Kirsten, for joining us from Arizona. 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We'll take now Lisa calling in from Springfield, Oregon. Hi, Lisa.
Oh, fun.
Hi there. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Of course. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I've been having some health issues, so I was wondering what you could tell me.
Well, when I scan your body, your third chakra is pulled in, you know, so it's not on the surface. The vortex actually goes, the round part, the large part of the cone, it should be circulating kind of on the surface of your skin or just kind of underneath the dermis. And then the cone will extend, you know, like 3 or 4 inches within the body. But yours is concaved and it's not spinning very well. So this particular chakra governs your immune system. It governs the liver, pancreas, gallbladder, spleen, stomach, small intestines, the lymphatic system, and all of your hormones. But most importantly about this chakra is its emotional component. And this chakra is about self-love. So when people actively love themselves, that is one sure way to enhance their immune system. How are you on the self-love journey?
Oh, gosh. Yes, definitely working on it.
Okay. And so what does that look like for you? How do you
That looks like
yeah.
Meditating and bringing in love, and I think what I am doing is maybe giving love, and learn. I need to learn to receive.
Yes, right. So receiving is a form of love, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I would recommend, I mean, meditation is lovely. I consider that more self-care versus
Yes.
self-love. So one of the ways that a person could actively engage in self-love is to have a lot of positive internal dialogue throughout the day that's compassionate and adoring to oneself.
Okay.
Okay, all day long. Like, honey, I love you. You're amazing. I'm so proud of you. Good job. Right?
And
All
just
day
keep
long.
repeating that. Okay.
Yeah. And anything else that feels endearing to you about yourself. And when you think you've done something wrong, that could be a perfect moment to be extremely loving. Extremely loving. Okay.
Yes. And I'm about to head off to get a minor surgery here in a few minutes, heading over.
Oh.
Does that seem like the right path?
Well, it's minor, so I appreciate that. I think a minor surgery, right?
Yes.
I like the medical staff. I think they are very good at their jobs and they take it very seriously, which I value and appreciate. I'm not sure you need the procedure. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think it's a wrong move.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. Does that all make sense, what I just said?
It does. It does, because it's a port placement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, yeah, and I'm sending you. I love ports. Actually, they were one of my favorites when I was a nurse. I just love them.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
so
me
that's
too.
so you're getting ready to get some medication put into your body that's stronger, and that's why they want to have something that will not affect your veins, that may not handle the medication or the frequency of the medication. So you're getting a apparatus to be placed in there. So your diagnosis, was it early or medium or late?
That's hard to say. It's a rare autoimmune issue that affects the motor nerves.
Okay. So are you thinking of getting autoimmune medication through this port?
Immune globulin.
Right. So how long have you had the disease process?
It's diagnosed for about 7 months, but probably started much earlier.
Okay. So so that particular medication is going to repress your immune system. So modern medicine, and some people actually do great when their immune system is repressed. But what we're learning in modern medicine is starting on this track. They're learning that we want to enhance the immune system, not repress it. So now I know why I'm not sure you need this procedure. So, so do you have a naturopathic physician?
I do not. I have an acupuncturist. And
so it would be great for you to get a naturopathic doctor, or at least somebody to consult with you, even before you get your first dosage of the immune therapy drug. Because I think it's critical and really important to have a bigger picture. Like, I love modern medicine, and when people need certain drugs, they need certain drugs, but you're still kind of on the fence. You know what I mean? So I would love it before you get your first dosage that you consult with a naturopathic doctor and see what they have to offer, and maybe try some of those things first before repressing the immune system happens.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I feel fine about it. I had one a while back, but she does not take my insurance, so I'll be finding a new one. I've also been consulting with another nurse that does a similar practice.
Okay, great. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. So you can have the port in, but maybe not use it right away, if you want to, right? It's your decision. And there are other ways to help the immune system move in a different direction, potentially.
Yeah.
Okay. And fall in love with yourself.
Yes.
Because it affects the immune system.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. I'll be sending you lots of love.
Yeah. Thanks, Lisa, for joining us. And good luck with today's things going on. And if you'd like to join us on the Marie Manuchehri Show, this is an opportunity to do that right now. And you can give us a call at 877-825-8828. We'll take our second break of the hour. We'll be right back with more from Marie.
Join me, Marie Manuchehri, for a 2-day in-person workshop about self-love. Allow yourself to take a deep dive into the essence of self-love. Self-love is the highest energy one can embrace while living in a physical reality, like Earth. Its vibration, once held within your human energy system, can radically change your world for the better. Self-love is an experience, not a thought. Its existence in your body, energy system, and spirit will attract incredible outcomes by naturally upgrading every area of your human experience. Join me Saturday, October 28th and Sunday, October 29th for this beautiful 2-day in-person workshop. Lunch is included. It's at the Lodge at St. Edward's Park, just outside of Seattle in Kenmore, Washington. To learn more, go to energyintuitive.com.
Have you memorized every public restroom on your way to work? Sat through too many meetings with horrible stomach pain? Is no energy your new normal? It's time to spill your guts. Urgent diarrhea, chronic stomach pain, and extreme fatigue can be signs of Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation can help you learn more and even find a specialist. Don't keep your symptoms to yourself. Get help today at spillyourguts.org. That's spillyourguts.org.
Have something important to say? Want to help improve our world? Need to promote your business uniquely and effectively? KKNW is the answer. Our staff helps broadcasters and podcasters create professional sounding audio. Bring your talent and let our experts help you craft a radio show or podcast that best delivers your message. Learn more at 1150kknw.com. That's 1150kknw.com. KKNW, talk variety that's live and local. Make it a great day. Keep your dial on Alternative Talk 1150.
To the Marie Manuchehri Show. We're live here just outside of Seattle, and we're taking calls. Also, I just told you about my next shift class. I'm very excited. This will be my first class this year with the Shift Network. It's multisensory mediumship, confidently communicate with loved ones and guides from the other side to heal and enhance your life. Because people on the other side only come to visit you to help you. That's the only reason why they come. I mean, they love you, and if, of course, they will come to weddings and births and all of those things. But when they come to have a connection with you, it's because they want to be of assistance. People who've crossed over don't need our help. They have incredible awareness, amazing consciousness. Their soul advances as their energy is leaving Earth. Humanity is a lower vibrational reality, and we do need their help. Also, there is Beyond the Veil Summit, which is an online free event hosted by the Shift Network. It's October 30th, the day before Halloween. Very exciting. October 30th through November 3rd. It's free. You can check out my session. It's Death is an Exhilarating Experience. Visit the course tab of energyintuitive.com for more information to register for that event. It's free. You will love it. It's really fun.
Perfect. All right. 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We will now take Kathy, who's calling in from Arizona. Hi, Kathy. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Nice to talk to you from sunny Arizona.
Yeah.
Yay. Yay. Kathy, what can I do for you?
Well, I need some, it's funny that you're talking about mediumship and probably should take a class, but I would just like to hear from my spirit guides and give me some direction on how to just if they have anything to ask me or tell me, ask.
Well, spirit guides communicate with humans all day long, all day long. They're always giving direction, but most of humanity doesn't know how to quiet their mind and get into a place to receive the information. What I'm being shown, your guides I'm highly visual. So they're showing me that they're asking you to turn left and you just want to go straight. But they've got this whole pathway open for you, or you have this pathway. They're directing you to this amazing pathway on the left-hand side, but you just want to stay straight. And you're determined, like you're kind of stubborn about it. It's kind of like, do you take the freeway or the back roads? They want you to take the back roads, which of course are my favorite. I love back roads. And so does one of my grandchildren, which is really adorable. She goes, take the back roads to her mom, like Mimi does. Why are we on the highway? But you love the highway. You like the clarity, the speed, like, oh, I know where the exits are. I can go to the bathroom, get a snack. And we're talking about your life here, but they want you to go to the left. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, and I just broke my left wrist.
Ooh.
It's all healing. I know they're trying to get my attention. I know it. I do. And, and I took one of your classes and I had an eternal talk to me, and he was talking about the white light energy bodies. And so then I went into one of your hypnosis and I thought I was going to go insane, and it scared me to death. And I've been trying to talk myself down out of that, but for some reason I can't get back into that groove, because when I ride my bike and stuff and going down the hill as fast as I can.
Is that how you broke your wrist too?
No, pickleball.
Oh, pickleball. Oh, dang. Yeah, I love pickleball.
Well, no, it's because it was because it wasn't big. The court wasn't big enough. Anyway, and I was running and I was like, oops. No, that's
okay. So wrists are about, especially the left one, but wrists and ankles, when you break them or you have injuries with them, it's about not allowing the universe to help you. And the left-hand side is the receptive side. So you're absolutely right. The universe is trying to talk to you. So you said you got scared. Could you explain a little bit more to me?
Okay. What started happening, I believe, because I was in the hypnosis that you did in your first class.
So people don't know that whenever I teach a class, I create self-hypnosis for people so that they can go deeper into the course and actually have more transformational experiences. I do one for every class I teach, even the ones for the Shift Network. So go ahead now. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when I was in it, all of a sudden I got this anxiety attack. Like I felt I could run down the street naked and just scream and yell. And I thought, oh God, if I did that, everybody think I was nuts. Well, obviously, but I pictured myself still in the hypnosis, just sitting, and if anybody walked in on me, they would have never known how terrified I was inside.
Right. So you're afraid of freedom. So fear is an illusion. It's not real. And that means you got into your brain and you're starting to have a lot of resistance to your magnificence, because everything you just described isn't even scary or terrifying to the majority of other people. And I'm not saying that your experience about it is wrong. I'm just saying that nothing terrible happened. What I would prefer that you do is maybe go back and do some more hypnosis if you want to. But when that happens and you start to feel afraid by exposing yourself and becoming more intimate with the world, that you have some inner dialogue, like everything's okay. I'm perfectly safe. This is fine.
It did take me a long time to calm myself down.
Yeah.
And I thought,
but that's not a bad thing. That just shows how much resistance you have to your magnificence, that you're terrified of. So people are not afraid of the things that they think they are. People are afraid of their power and their magnificence. And when you see yourself naked, running and having fun, that means that you are allowing yourself to be fully intimate and free. And you're terrified of that. So
I was running down the street. I was running down screaming and yelling. It wasn't a freedom. It didn't feel good. It felt like that would be a sign to me of insanity. And so,
I think you mistranslated this. I think you mistranslated it because you used your mind to understand it versus your intuition. because intuition never expresses anything through fear or worry or doubt at all, ever. So this was your mind, not your intuition. I would go back and do it again, and just embrace the experience. Like, tell yourself if you start to feel anxiety, because that's from your mind. That's not part of your intuition. That's not part of a psychic experience at all. That's your mind. Our minds do not want us to be egoless. Our brain wants us to hold on to our ego, because if we start to allow ourselves to be multisensory, we're going to become less entangled with our ego. The human race will expand exponentially, and the ego doesn't want that, nor does our mind. So you mistranslated it. You were in your head. I would love for you to go back and let yourself have a completely different experience and be loving to yourself.
Okay.
If you want to, you never have to do what I say. You do whatever you want.
I understand that, Marie. You've said that many times to me.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah. But that stubbornness is really, it's interesting to notice that shadow side that is very resistant to what I really want.
Right. This is true for everyone. Resistance is a sign to go closer, not walk away. Get closer. And you're lucky. People who are stubborn, it's a resistance that you can feel. So you have more awareness of a place where you're resisting when you have stubborn energy. So it's actually a blessing.
Oh, well, thank you. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck. Keep me posted. Have a beautiful day.
You betcha, Marie. Thank you again.
Okay.
Love you.
You're welcome. You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Kathy, from joining us from Arizona, 877-825-8828. And let's see, we got a couple more minutes left in the show. We'll take, looks like Michelle, who's calling in from the Maryland area. Hi, Michelle. Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. How are you?
We're good.
We're good. Thank you. What can I do for you?
Well, thank you for taking my call. I am calling because I've had some pain on my left side. It's like my low back. I've been to a chiropractor. The x-rays, everything are fine.
Yeah,
he said I have he said I have an inflamed SI joint. Now, this was a while ago. I've stopped going to the chiropractor. The pain is still there. It like goes down like the left
your leg. Yeah. So
Well,
your sciatic
not
nerve
sciatica.
is affected. Yeah. So your sciatic nerve is affected too. So lower back pain, which is also a stubborn energy for you, is when you do too much for other people.
Okay.
Are you married?
I am. And I have we have 2 kids.
You have 2 what? I'm so sorry.
2 kids.
2 kids. Yeah. So does your husband help you at home?
Yes, he helps a lot.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Do you do a lot for him?
I guess. I mean, I feel like we're pretty even. Like he cooks, he helps clean.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing, and he should.
We're very rare, so I'm in his.
This is true. Betty's very much like that. He's a
Thank you,
great
Maria. I
domestic
appreciate that.
partner.
Thank you,
It's
thank
true. But it's still too much. So sometimes we have to stop measuring, and we just have to realize that someone in the relationship needs more downtime, needs more relaxation, needs more help. Maybe you guys even need to hire someone. Do you have a housekeeper?
We don't. There's no way I'm letting somebody else clean for me.
Yeah, but I think you have to let go of that. You are worn out. You are exhausted. And this lower back pain is from doing too much for others. Your kids are probably too young. I don't know how old they are. How old are they?
They are 9 and 11.
Okay, they're not too young. They should be doing laundry, their own, loading the dishwasher, vacuuming, raking up leaves. How is that going?
They do dishes, dishwasher. They'll put their laundry away, but I do their laundry for them. They do vacuum.
Okay, good. So that's all really great. I do think you need a housekeeper. Start asking your friends once a month, somebody to come in and, kind of do some deep cleaning. You are right. You're never going to find anyone as good as you are. You are right. I understand this because I was very much like this for most of my life. But all my kids have housekeepers, and, so now I have one too, and it's just heaven on earth. So that's what my recommendation is, but you could find in other ways that you could do less. You need to rest more. You need more downtime. No matter what anyone says, you're not getting enough.
Okay. So like working out, I guess I should kind of lay off that. That's going to be hard.
Well, let's just not do a lot of stretching in that area, even though that's what they would say is you need to stretch. It's almost like you've overstretched this area. Your ligaments are kind of pulled, is how I feel. And I have to go. Benny's trying to play the music. So have a beautiful day. Maybe take some yoga, yin yoga.
Good thought.
And learn, right? And learn to meditate and have someone help you in a significant way in your housework. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Hope you can join me online for all these classes. A whole bunch more are coming up. energyintuitive.com. Joyful blessings. Bye-bye.
Cool.